Not so studious.
Welcome to Not So Studious. The content you're about to watch is unscripted and unfiltered. Our goal is to entertain, not to offend. But if you are,
Tough shit.
appreciate you stopping by. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another, well, I guess this would be another video, right? I'm still not used to transitioning between the podcast and the
Technically
video.
a podcast.
But, funnily enough, we have our very first interview, which I'm pretty excited about.
That is pretty exciting, man.
Because our guest is someone who, man, like, I don't, like, when you think jack of all trades, like, this is legitimately jack of all trades.
It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Carina.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
No, of course.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no. Especially with us too, right? We're like very much on the up and coming kind of spectrum here.
Mhm.
So, we're very, very appreciative to interview someone like yourself.
Our
who-
very first guest,
yeah, it's phenomenal for us.
I'm honored. I'm honored to be the first.
Yeah, no. Talk about being honored. I mean, he's already blushing. This is like,
Okay.
like we're already like, we're
The
super,
nerves,
we're
know?
super excited,
Yeah.
for sure. I guess like the first question I'd probably have for you right off the bat. So, I mean, I introduced you as a jack of all trades, but you really are. So kind of like delve into like what it is that makes you so unique. I mean, what, dancer, songwriter? Like, geez, is there anything that you don't do?
Model, actress, choreographer.
Yeah, no, right? Like, geez.
What don't you do? That's probably the best thing to ask.
Gosh, okay, what don't I do? Honestly, I'm not great at math. Like, sometimes I need help with that type of thing. I have an accountant for
Okay.
that side of the business, of being an artist and an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
But yeah, I also like have like a team that helps me. Like shout out to my bestie Paige who helps me, who's a makeup artist. Sometimes on my Instagram you'll see we do full out looks where I'm like painted all pink. She
Okay.
does that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So I don't know if you were able to tell or not, or if you've delved into a little bit of our history, but our name is Not So Studious. So as far as you not being great at math, I don't think
I'm not
we
either,
are
so
either.
yeah, that works.
So I think like we already have this connection going. But I mean, I feel like it's not just us. I feel like there's like a million other people that'll probably side with us too.
But it's funny that you mentioned entrepreneurial because that's kind of why we chose you. We look for people that do things outside of the box. You know what I mean? People that choose career paths that aren't so typical. And that's why I guess something we want to ask you too is what made it go from a hobby to a profession with you?
Honestly, it's something that I love and I wouldn't see myself doing anything else besides being an artist and everything that comes with that, like the singing, dancing, sometimes modeling and acting as well. So yeah, I just, I've always heard that you should do what you love, so I'm just really putting myself out there and going for it.
Fair enough. Good answer. Very good answer.
Yeah, I feel like we're just like very interview-esque right now. This is like really
So
like
serious?
so what makes you want to join us? No. No, but on top of that too, I mean like at least I've had a bit of experience in the music industry, but like not like it's mostly been on my own. Like I've tried to make my own music and such. But I guess for you, like did this all just start out when you were like a kid almost? Like with this like did you just build a passion off of that? Cuz like for us, especially with this, we both knew. Like I mean as far as careers goes, it's so hard to imagine ourselves in like this 9 to 5 kind of spectrum. That's the whole idea behind our thing, is kind
Yeah.
of breaking out of it. So at least for you, did you expect to do anything besides dancing or songwriting? Like what was a passion of yours before this?
Yeah, so there was a little while, sort of like beginning of high school, where I wasn't sure if I wanted to be the performer and like the one in the spotlight, or if I wanted to be more behind the scenes.
Nice.
So I actually did a lot of choreography for other people. Like
Okay.
I've choreographed like music videos, I've choreographed like stage productions and stuff like that. Even recently, like I still work a little bit behind the scenes in terms of like being a stage manager and stuff like that here and there. But I just love singing so much. I love writing songs. I love dancing. I also love the aesthetic of everything, like when it comes to like stage design and like the set and the outfits and hair and all of that. So and yeah, I do like envision myself being like a front person of a band or just a show in general. So yeah.
I mean, speaking about your look, I mean, like, your look is really, really unique.
Yeah, it is. For sure.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen someone who I was, like, immediately starstruck by. Like there's a lot of these like yeah no of course I mean like you think about all the major songwriters or dancers in the
Yeah.
world, they have their own unique style, but you like I mean it's just like you just have it. So like what kind of inspired, I mean I know it's kind of like the whole Barbie theme going on, but like was it solely Barbie, like what like why even Barbie in the first place?
Yeah, hmm. So it's not like solely Barbie or anything like that, but that is a big part of it. It's also just kind of like nostalgic, like trying to bring people back to their childhood memories, whether it be through like Barbie movies or like Hello Kitty, their favorite animated characters that they had growing up. Because I think that sometimes as we get older, we lose some of the fun in things and
Well,
some of that like
1000%. Yeah.
positive energy.
Yeah.
Like we're always just kind of like focused on working and making
Hmm.
money, and like every day can start to feel the same. But I feel like with my music and my aesthetic and my music videos that are kind of like camp and like theatrical and always have like a funny storyline or whatever it is, I want to like bring people back to like
Okay.
that vibe. Um, and yeah, like this is just who I've been. Like I've always liked Pink and like dolls and stuff like that since I was little. You can ask my parents. So yeah, it's just trying to like be myself, but a more out there version
Hmm.
of myself.
It definitely is probably like the best way to stand out from the rest, though. So, good choice, good call.
No, for sure. I
Thank
mean, like,
you.
it's crazy to me to think like how like there's so many people that like just have a dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they like their whole life they're told to be realistic. And then it's very odd to see someone actually just progress that
Hmm.
far,
It's
right? I
true.
mean,
Yeah.
you took it to the next level. And now, like, look at you, as many followers as you've been able to gain and whatnot. Like, tell me about that process. Like, how is it that, I guess, for you, how have you stayed motivated throughout the whole thing? Like, have there ever been any trials and tribulations that have come up through your tenure, like, as far as gaining as many followers as you have? And, like, what keeps you motivated now?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. The music industry can obviously be super competitive. And there's times where, I can feel bad about myself, or if I post a video and it's just like not getting any views, like yeah, of course, like it can suck. But I would say like the people around me are super helpful. So I meant to say this earlier, but I didn't. My dad got me into music. He is a vocal coach. He also grew up performing and he was in a band and all this stuff. And he still actually like performs with a band too.
That's
Um,
awesome.
just yeah, just nowadays he more like helps me, to be honest. Like he also plays in my band. He plays guitar.
Oh,
Um,
let's go.
yeah, so super thankful for him. And also my mom as well is really helpful. Like she helps me with all the like behind the scenes costumes and everything. Um, and my friends. Like, yeah, I have to shout out everybody. So yeah, like if I didn't have that support system, then it would be way harder.
Hmm.
Other than, the people that are around me, I would say just the music in general is what keeps me going. I always have a story to tell. I always have something to say. And not only is it for myself and helps me get through things that are tough, I also think about, the fact that I'm helping other people and hopefully, people can relate and they can use my songs as a way of like music therapy and stuff like that, because it's nice when you hear someone else who, might have gone through a situation that's similar to something you're going through.
Hmm.
No, absolutely. I mean, I feel like him and I can both relate. I mean, especially when you talked about the music therapy aspect. I mean, whenever him and I are kind of going through something, I feel like we have a playlist for pretty much everything.
Probably, yeah. There's
Like,
every like mood, every situation, anything you're doing in life. Like for example, relaxing at home or at the gym, you're just on the bus home or in the car, whatever it is, you have a different mood, a different playlist, right? So
yeah.
it is unique for sure.
So with you being a singer, I'd be curious, what's like your go-to playlist or a few of the songs that you kind of have? Like what keeps like do you have a playlist for every mood? Are you the type of person that just jams out to the same type of thing all the time? What kind of gets you going?
Yeah, for me, I don't necessarily have a playlist for like every mood, but there's certain songs that I'll go to or certain artists that I know will like get me in a hyped mood. So not a surprise, but I love Ariana Grande.
Jeez,
Uh,
I would have never figured that. It's all like you have it plastered on your profile or anything.
I gotta, like give credit to the people who paved the way for the upcoming pop girlies, right?
Of
Um,
course.
yeah, but I also love Sabrina Carpenter, love Chapel Roan. I know that these are obviously like expected answers for somebody
Yeah.
who likes pop music, but someone who people might not know who I think will be a main pop girl is Kylie Cantrell. She's from the
Interesting.
Descendants Disney movie, but she's
Okay.
making her own music and she can dance and everything and she's amazing. So, stay on the lookout for her.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's mostly a lot of the pop girls, but I also love like old school R&B, like,
Thank
Keisha
you.
Cole.
Somebody that agrees with us. The amount of people that we have had to approach and tell them that we are interested in old school R and
Yeah.
B and stuff like that, and they're just like, "What are you like you were,
40.
yeah,
Like,
right?
yeah.
Like, nah."
We get called old because we like it, but it's just I don't know. Nothing really beats older R&B to me personally.
I agree. And like just vocalists in general, like even Mariah, like we gotta, give the credit where it's due, right? Like
Mhm.
they were the trailblazers for the up and coming vocalists like Tori
Mhm.
Kelly stuff, right? So
One
yeah.
hundred percent.
Now, for your like music genre specifically, obviously you named the artist, but what made you choose pop as a whole besides the people? Like, what spoke to you the most about pop?
I think that as a dancer, it makes sense to make like R&B, funk, dance, pop music
Okay.
because I want to make something that makes me want to dance as well as make other people want to dance because
Fair enough.
I
Yeah.
choreograph, yeah, like I choreograph for my music videos and for my live shows as well.
Mhm.
So like I'm not gonna make a song. Well, I mean, once in a while I'll do like slower songs and stuff if I'm in my sad girl era, but I'm usually not gonna make a song that I'm not gonna want to like do some hard hitting dance moves for.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, do you have any inspiration as far as your choreo goes? Like, is there anyone, like, I mean, obviously you mentioned your singers, but dancers, I mean, it's not necessarily something that we've delved into ourselves just because, like, you watch a music video, like, oh, they can dance. Cool. But then you mostly pay attention to the song. But then
Yeah.
for you, is there any inspiration for your choreo?
Yeah, I've been loving what Tate McRae is doing.
Okay,
Um,
fair.
yeah, also like I have to shout out Britney Spears as well.
Okay.
Who
Um,
doesn't at this point? Like, Britney's just got that, I don't know, that
yeah.
the pizzazz
You good over
almost,
there?
right? Yeah, no, sorry.
I don't know if you've
Yeah.
watched our stuff at all, but that's what we do 90% of the time. Just joke with each other. So, are you familiar with our content at all? Have you indulged?
Yeah, I checked
Okay.
out the channel. I checked out the channel. That's how it should be. It should just be
Yeah.
like lighthearted and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As you can tell, the maturity scale isn't that. I don't know. There's not that high of an expectation with us, but
Well, hey, it's there at
maybe
least.
maybe just me. I don't
Okay.
know, but
It's okay. You'll get
but
there.
anyway, sorry. You were mentioning Tate McRae.
Yeah, Tate McRae, Britney Spears, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson. Yeah,
No, that's
I love that style.
Hmm.
Yeah, like a mix of the modern and like the old school style.
It's the way it should be because, as you keep saying, they paved the way, right? So they have to give
Yeah,
credit.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it feels I like it's very unfortunate for a lot of people to not recognize people like these
Yeah.
artists. It's very weird to me that like you'll approach a younger kid now and like we talk about younger kids as if we're really old. But like you approach like maybe like a 4 or 5 year old, they don't understand like the long list of people that have paved the way for people that they love now. And it's like I don't really know how to introduce them to like things like that because they're just gonna be like, oh, that's old school,
Yeah.
like right. But then
That's
old
what we
school,
did to our parents, right?
right? Like we used to call out our parents for listening to people like Lionel Richie or something like that, and we're like, no, like as far as singing and songwriting goes, that's crazy.
Hmm.
No, but I mean, like at least for you, like you are doing so many amazing things, and you have such a great team behind you. I'd be curious if you were to talk to someone who's just starting out. And maybe it's your younger self that you want to put in this situation. Is just starting out, is just trying to find the motivation to progress forward. What would you tell them? Because I know that as far as like us trying to tell our younger self something, we just like keep doing what you're doing because eventually you're gonna sit here and be talking to Carina, right? But what about you? What would you say?
Okay, so it's a little bit cliche. I always say this, but okay, very simple to the point. Be yourself because everyone else is taken. And it's just true. Like, there's already an Ariana, there's already a Sabrina, right? And of course we can be inspired by them, but ultimately what's gonna make you stand out and reach your target audience and have people, understand you and who you are is just by being yourself and putting your true authentic self out there, telling your stories and not trying to be something that you're not.
I think it's really tough for our generation
It is, yeah.
being yourself
You
because
kind of get told like you have to fit into this bubble almost, right? So it's hard, but it's good. It's good to stay true to yourself. I like that saying. There's only one you, so
Like, are you on, at least on a personal level, are you ever, I guess, afraid of what other people might think about you or your style, or like how you choose to approach things like your song or choreography? Just because I know, like, for me, I was brought up in a very conservative household. To me, like, and especially because we born out, like I have a brown heritage, we all we kind of have this mentality of, you always have to make sure that you fit into that mold,
mm,
because everyone around you is going to be looking at you, and they're going to be thinking, if you do something that isn't that mold, you've basically been defeated, or you don't live up to
you
the
don't fit into
reputation of your
the yeah
parents or something like
yeah.
that. So for you, like, is it easy for you to just stand out? Like, have you just already like stayed true to that mindset of, I'm just going to be who I am and nothing else matters?
Honestly, I've come to realize that no matter what you do, people are gonna gossip and people are gonna talk badly about
Fair
you, whatever.
enough.
So why would I not just do what I want to do if people are gonna talk regardless? You know what I mean?
No,
I
it's
Um,
totally agree. Yeah.
yeah. So obviously, like, always be kind to one another and like lead with love and positivity, but at the same time, like, if somebody doesn't like my outfit, or like if someone doesn't like pink, they don't like my hair, whatever it is, it's like, okay. Like, I'm not trying to impress you or please you. It's like it's just what I like.
If it makes you happy, then who cares, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. At least on our end, we're both very, like, we're both mental health advocates, like, because him and I both respectively have gone through our own fair share of situations
I
through
feel
our
like
life.
everybody has, to be honest. To be
No, it's
fair, but
true, but I guess the idea behind like being open and talking about it is a big thing for us. Like,
mhm.
by us making fun of each other, we're kind of sharing our trauma on the screen, kind of making fun of maybe our
That's our
insecurities and
therapy,
stuff.
honestly. Just yeah, it's true.
But for you, like, is there any advice that you'd maybe have, especially like you mentioned, this is a very competitive industry, and it's not for everyone, because some people don't have the mental fortitude for it. But like, how would you say you would help motivate someone, if they're struggling at all on their end?
Yeah, so I would just say take time for self-care. Like, I know obviously like everybody says that, but it's so true. People tend to work until they're like burnt out completely, and that's not good because you're not going to be productive, right? It's not
Yeah.
beneficial to you if you burn yourself out. You have to, like, pace yourself, spread out tasks, or like for example, for me playing shows, like I'm gonna try and spread them out so that each one that I'm doing, I'm able to do like at my highest like ability level.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, just honestly, like, don't rush, we don't need to be in a rush. Take your time, put in the work, but also know what is healthy for you and what you're capable of at this time in your life.
Well, I'm gonna write that down.
That's kind of how we are too. Because I mean, when we post, sometimes it's inconsistent, but it's inconsistent sometimes because we realize we can do better. You know what I mean? Like we'll look at stuff and go, "Oh, I think we can do better than this," and it makes us have to start from square one. But then we end up putting out something that we know, like it feels more true to us. So I agree with that too.
Yeah.
No, no, that's phenomenal. I mean, like, at least on our end, like, look, what is it that kind of like made you say yes to doing an interview with us? I mean, like,
That's
because
true. Yeah, I
like
just reached out to you and you were like, "Yeah, sure, no problem," and I was like, "Okay, cool."
it's very surreal for us, because I mean, this was just, like I mentioned before numerous times, it was a dream,
True.
right? And now we're sitting here and we're like being able to talk to people like yourselves, and like we're enjoying what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, like what is it that kind of drew you to us, or what immediately made you say yes?
I just love meeting new people and talking to people. That's literally like I want to say 90% of my job as an
Sure.
artist.
No, for
Like, you
sure.
would think it's like I'm you would think I'm like always in the studio like 24/7, or I'm just like on stage and then I'm off stage and I'm going home and I'm preparing for the next thing. Like, no, actually a lot of it, especially as like an independent artist right now, and like I'm still emerging, right? Obviously, like a lot of it is going to events and networking and making connections. So I love it. I want to, connect with people as much as I can.
Okay.
No, absolutely. And like we mentioned already, we're extremely
Of
appreciative,
course. Yeah. Thank you very
right?
much.
No, of course. And like, I guess, like, one final thing, I guess, that like him and I have talked about in the past, it's this idea behind gratitude, being very appreciative for the opportunities that we've been given, but also, I guess, though, everyone that we come into contact with, like, what are you grateful for? So, I mean, I may or may not have stolen this idea of somebody else, but it's important to me because there's been times in my life where I feel like I've been ungrateful for a lot of things, and I just like led me down a downward spiral. But I look at the simple
Today isn't
things.
about you, buddy. It's
No,
about
hold
her.
on. I'm going to ask her. But I guess my question to you would be, what are you grateful for? Like, if I were to ask you maybe the top three things that you'd be grateful for, what would it be?
Oh my gosh, so many things and so many people. But okay, just top three. That's what you want?
Top three.
Hmm.
Top three.
Okay. So number one, I'm grateful for music. I'm grateful for like arts in general. Like if that didn't exist, like I fear none of us would be like doing what we want. You know what I mean? And we wouldn't we'd be so fulfilled and passionate, right? So yeah, number one. Number two has to be my family, my parents, my brother, and also like extended family members who have helped me like driving me to dance lessons and stuff like that over so many years. And then okay, I think third, yeah, I have to say like the friends that I've made in my program in university. I just finished in professional music at TMU.
Hmm.
And just, yeah, everyone has been so supportive and so nice, and we all collaborate and help each other and go to each other's shows and play in each other's bands and all of that. So, yeah, I can't name everybody specifically, but they know who they are.
No, of course. And like apparently, you have very big news to share. So if you want to, if you want to take it, the stage is yours. About apparently it's a few things you got coming going on.
Yeah, so, always on that live show grind. So I'm doing the North by Northeast Music Festival on June 11th at the Drake Underground. And then June 20th, I'm actually back at the Drake Underground for it's like a writer's round. It's called Drake Unplugged. So I'm just gonna be doing an acoustic set. And I'm also performing on June 22nd at St. Lawrence Market for a Pride Toronto event.
Very cool.
That's phenomenal.
Now, how long does it take you to prepare for each show individually? Like, how long in between each one do you really need to make sure you get it down pat?
Um, I try to usually do 1 to 2 shows a month just so
Okay.
I have enough time in between. Like if I want to add a new song to the
Hmm.
set. Um, but usually with my backup dancers, I'll have like 1 to 2 rehearsals where we just kind of go over all the choreography. But there's also been shows where I haven't even had a rehearsal and we just kind of like send videos, like I'll send them a video of new choreo that I want them to learn and they'll learn it on their own. It just kind of depends on my schedule, their schedule. If I'm playing with a band, then it's like I might be able to book out a rehearsal studio or they just have to like learn a couple new tracks on their own. It's very situational, to be
Okay.
honest.
Now for choreo, you teach your own choreo? Like for your videos, you plan out exactly what you want and then you teach people?
Yeah, exactly. I would love in the future to work with other choreographers for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, for now, it's just me.
Okay. That's
Oh,
cool.
man. That I think that's very inspiring. Being able to just like pick anything that you're doing, just call it your own. You know.
Yeah, it is. It's extremely inspiring. It's
No.
inspiring to have like your own, basically your own network. Like you've created your own network here, and that's amazing to us because that's kind of what we aspire to do one day too, in a different way, obviously. But it's unique. It's very, very like it's inspiring for sure.
Thank you.
No, of course, and like I guess like on a final note too, it's kind of the reason why we reached out to you. Like we saw your profile, and we were like, bingo, because like we were just
You
like,
know what
okay,
caught me? The pink hair. That's what caught me. I was like, oh, she looks interesting. She looks unique. Let's.
yeah, it seems like your look is doing wonders for you. So no, absolutely,
Maybe
no,
one more question though, because
yeah.
I want to get into your creativity just a little bit more. Where do you find like your inspiration for your lyrics?
That's a good question. I feel like usually it kind of just flows out naturally. It's really weird. I talk about this with my friends who are songwriters as well.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes a thought will just pop into our brain, and it's like, how did that even like sometimes you're literally telling a story and you're just saying what happens,
Mhm.
but other times like you'll just have a hook that kind of just like pops into your brain and you don't really know how or why. So that's kind of like why I believe everything happens for a reason and stuff like that. Like it's I can go on a long tangent, but yeah, sometimes it's just random. Other times like yeah, obviously like if I'm brokenhearted or something, I'm just like saying what happened.
Mhm.
And then other than that, I listen to a lot of other songwriters like Okay, low key, I went to Nashville and I was really inspired by some of the country artists there. And
Okay.
I even started listening to like more like Dolly Parton and stuff like that. And just like
Okay.
the creativity with the lyrics. Yeah, the creativity with the lyrics and the different ways that you can have rhyming schemes throughout a song. Yeah, I don't know. Just I keep learning and I keep writing. I've probably written like 100 songs. So
Okay.
yeah, if you're a songwriter who's watching this, just write as many songs as you can, even if they're bad.
So as you keep going, you keep growing and keep taking inspiration from others and trying to combine it with your style.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you have a vault at this point of unreleased songs, right?
Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah. There's some where it's like I don't have any intention of releasing them. And then there's others where it's like, yeah, you know what? I'll probably go back and listen to it and when it's the right time, I'll put it out.
okay,
Okay.
okay. I'm actually looking forward to it
I will definitely be
because
tuning into,
you've
yeah.
gained 2 new
You
fans.
have, for
Just letting
sure.
you know right now. And it's not just based off of your singing or your choreography, but it's because of you as a person. You know, oftentimes we can't separate music from the actual people.
Hmm.
And it's really cool to know that the person that does this amazing choreography and has the amazing talented voice that you do is a phenomenal person on the
It's
other
very
side of
true,
it.
yeah.
So, no,
Yeah.
I guess one final question would be if I were to ask you one thing about yourself that no one would have ever
That's a
predicted,
good one because I was thinking to ask her that too. That's a
right?
good one.
Like no one would have ever thought. What would you say?
Hmm. Hmm. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, like I actually love all music. I've even gone to like heavy metal shows and stuff, and I feel like people wouldn't think that, but it's true.
Okay.
Okay.
Definitely unexpected for sure. Okay.
So I know like okay, maybe it's not that unexpected because it's still music related,
Mhm.
but people like looking at me and because of the music that I make, they're probably like, "Oh, well, she only will go to like a pop girl concert or whatever." But
Mhm.
no, I listen to everything and I'll go to any live show.
Okay.
Do you think it might be a goal of yours for the future to release at least one song in like every type of genre almost?
Yes, for sure. I've only kind of like dabbled in like rock or like pop punk. Like I have maybe like two that would fall under that category. But yeah, I even want to like release a classical song. Like I'm Italian and I want to do a song in Italian. Like I want to do everything.
That'd be
Okay.
awesome. I mean, like it'll definitely speak to a newer audience
Oh
for
yeah, for
sure.
sure.
I mean, even for ourselves, we're trying to figure out a way to reach more audiences too. Maybe we got to start speaking in our native languages at this point.
Mine's English.
Oh, yours is English. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you see the point. No, but Karina, we very much appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here with us. You know, again, like we said before, we're very much on the up and coming kind of
Is this your
situation here.
first like official? I guess not, but is this your first podcast interview?
It's not, but it's been a
Okay.
while.
Okay.
Well, we're glad to have refreshed that memory
Yeah,
for
for
you.
sure.
Hopefully, we were the better ones, but you know, we'll figure it out going
Mhm.
forward. But you know, like we would love to have you on again in the future because again, we're very like you know having now met you, we're very you know pleased with the fact that we met such an amazing person. Hopefully, we
You're
build that
amazing
connection.
behind the screen, like in person and behind the microphone. You know, you're a very wholesome person. We appreciate that a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, no, you guys too. I've had a lot of fun. Sometimes these interviews are very like serious and I'm
Yeah.
like,
No, for sure.
but this was chill. It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the dynamic we're
That's
going
what we
for.
do, right? We can't. I think the problem is we can't be serious even if we try to. So that's why I guess it comes off that way.
Perfect.
Like all we have to do is look at each other,
Yeah,
and we probably
we
start
just start
laughing.
laughing,
Like
yeah.
that's it. No. But thank you again, very much appreciate it, and thank you to all the not so studious
Yeah.
crew.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed our first ever interview with our
Yeah. And if you like this, you know, this type of, you know, whatever, content, if you will, you just mind. But feel free to like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do.
and make sure to follow Karina too. Go check out her
Yeah.
Instagram. She's got a lot to offer on there, so a lot to learn.
Yeah. Give her some more fans, guys. You want to
And
give
go
us?
to her shows.
Yes, please go to her shows. Are you crazy? Are you trying to miss out on like a show of a lifetime right now? So
Maybe we should go to her show. What do
maybe
you
we
think?
should go to her show.
Hmm.
What do you think, Karina? Should we go to your show?
Obviously.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Again, you've made 2 new fans, so you might see us.
You might
there.
see us in the crowd. Yeah.
We'll be the ones screaming on the top of our lungs.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Putting the blame on me. Got me feeling like you a little crazy. Got you feeling some way lately.